Talking about the sports you do and don't know, both within and surrounding Baltimore. Don't ask him about preseason games, oh no. Stuff and things in Griffin Basso. Despite it being on the internet, he can call it what he wants, so Glenn Clark Radio. Glenn Clark Radio. Glenn Clark Radio. Duke sucks.
Namdi is a little bit more unclear, I would say. I think everything looks to be pointed in the right direction, but, you know, you're talking about a different type of injury, a different type of circumstance. I'm excited about where Namdi is, and I think we'll have more information in the coming weeks, like in the next 2 weeks. I think we'll have a lot more information that we'll be able to share with people.
That was Eric DeCosta earlier today with our friend Cordell Woodland and Vinny Serrato over at 105.7 The Fan. Are we on? Are we the way you're
Yeah,
looking
you're
at me?
really quiet.
All right, that seems...
Well, you just weren't talking to the mic for some reason.
I was talking into the mic.
Yeah,
I
apparently
was
you
doing
weren't.
that.
I'm looking
I
at it.
was
You were not
talking
talking into the mic.
I was
You were
talking
not.
into the mic.
Now
That-
you are.
No, I'm still talking into the mic, but I was talking into the mic.
You want to rewind it?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's on me.
I gotta be honest. A little bit earlier today, trying to provide some sort of update about Nnamdi Madubuike. Hello, it is another afternoon version of Glenn Clark Radio. I'm Glenn, he's Griffin. We still await the return of baseball, and today, congratulations to Hans Gruber, who is leading the British Open. That's what I've got
Really?
for you. I don't know.
Hans
I have
Gruber?
no idea who this person is. I've never heard of this human being in my life. I don't know that Drew
Is his name
was
Hans or?
No, his name's like Suber. It's like something.
so it's
I
just-
swear to God, no, I've never heard of this human being. Maybe he's going to win 27 major championships, but I've never heard of him. He could be 19 years old. He could be 57. I don't know. And that's about the only thing really going on. That's why, you know, like when you get something like that, something like Eric DeCosta, you look over it, and it's just not a knock on the guys over there. A good chat that they had with him over on 105.7. It's just this is Eric DeCosta. Like, he's not going to give you a lot. Even the way that he sounds encouraged about Nnamdi Madubuike, he's not, like, telling you, yeah, he's definitely going to play. And it is weird, and we've been through this a little bit, like, why you're dragging your feet so much. And as I always say, the possibility is that, like, it's because they don't know. Like, that is possible. It seems unlikely. As I said before, like, it's important that they know. Based on how they built the team, it's important that they know definitively whether they have Nnamdi Madubuike and whether Nnamdi Madubuike can be, you know, Nnamdi Madubuike. I don't know. Griffin doesn't know, and Eric DeCosta's still not telling you. But I hope they know. I hope they have that answer. I hope they've made their offseason plans based on the knowledge of that answer. He also, you know, hemmed over the question about center. We brought up yesterday that Ethan Posick has become available or has apparently been cleared despite tearing his Achilles in December, which is wild, Jack.
No, Aaron Rodgers was able to do it, and
I guess. I mean,
and he obviously came back and was better than ever.
Boy, was he. You know, he hemmed the con over that. Well, we like the guys that we have, but, you know, we're always like, he did what he was going to do. And that's not a knock on anybody involved. It's not a knock on Eric. Like, this is the way they operate now. They're not just going to tell you, like, no, we hate these guys. They're not going to do that. And he's not going to give away the answer until it's the answer. So, in the end, did you learn a lot? No, you didn't learn a lot, but that doesn't mean that, you know, I still think it's good that Eric DeCosta is talking. I think that those guys should talk. I think that the fan base likes hearing from them, even if they're not definitively getting like straightforward answers. So there's my hot take for you.
You really went out on a limb. Huh?
Eric, it's good that Eric DeCosta talks even if he doesn't say anything. And I mean that. And I think that's the part that sometimes the nuance that gets lost. Like, people get on me about, you this is why no one ever talks, is because you criticize the answers. I'm like, I'm actually not. I think it's good for you to talk even when you're not giving the answers. I genuinely feel that way. I think the fan base wants to hear from the leadership of their organizations as much as possible. And I acknowledge that the leadership of those organizations now live in this world where everything needs to be as secretive as it possibly can be. So is it ultimately all that beneficial? It's only as beneficial as it exists. It's not really that beneficial in information. It's just beneficial in, hi, we exist. We exist. We're here. And that's not nothing. I mean, like, to say, would I like him to answer more questions? I guess. But at the same time, like, but if they don't know the answer about Nnamdi Madubuike, what's he supposed to say? It is weird that if they know that Nnamdi Madubuike is ready to go and looks like he's going to be Nnamdi Madubuike again, that they wouldn't just say, yes, we think Nnamdi Madubuike is going to be ready to go. Is that weird? How would that hurt for the Ravens to say that? I don't know. My gut tells me it's more along the lines of, like, they know he's trying to play. They think he might be able to, but they don't want to, like, set crazy expectations from Nnamdi Madubuike that make it difficult for him if he doesn't fully look like himself. There's my gut. It's just guessing. But there's a gut as to why they might be answering, being so evasive about Nnamdi Madubuike. I think that's all I got. You want to go ahead and pack it up?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon.
We do have some guests.
Oh, we have guests?
Yeah.
What are we doing that for?
That's apparently what we're supposed to do.
You know how difficult it is for me after I've worked an entire day? And then you're like, oh, and you've got to work? Son of a bitch.
My fault?
I mean, it's kind of. Come over here. Speaking of work, you never put up the infographic. You never put the sweethearts on the website.
Yeah, I thought we were saving it for a different day.
You said you were going to do it tomorrow. That was what you said.
Oh, I did say that?
Yeah, you said that.
Oh, well, then, yeah, I did do that.
All right, then.
No, I didn't do that, yeah.
Just be over here sipping my water. What does Andrew Stecca have for us? Maybe he can carry the
He's
show
telling
for
us
today.
who Hans Gruber is.
Oh, Jackson Suber is a 26-year-old Florida native who went to Ole Miss. He had
Have
never
all
been to
their birth
Europe
dates?
prior to this trip.
Did he deliver him? Is that like...
Congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Suber's boy. Has he won anything before?
I doubt it.
I mean, like, there's a never-ending list of
what we're
people.
supposed to do? Is this how you cover golf? You're just supposed to, like, look up the guy that's leading
Guys,
2 hours into the tournament? And
I swear. Yeah. By the way, you're right. I've never heard of Jackson Suber. You're telling me that that's shameful that I've never heard of Jackson Suber.
Played for the Ole Miss Rebels, of course. Oh, he's
right.
the same age. Yeah, he's the same exact age as I. He went to Ole Miss the same time I was in college. And he was the first player in the program's history to reach #1 in golf stat.
This is the first time he's ever participated in a slam other than the U.S. Open. His best finish in the U.S. Open was 73rd back in 2024. He's never won an event.
This is a slam?
You think the British Open?
I thought they just called it the Open.
It's the British Open. They call it the Open Championship. That's what they call it there. That's what they want.
So they decided to call
you're
it.
Supposed
so they started
to call
calling it the British Open?
No, for years it was the British Open. Like, we all knew it as the British
called it the Open.
It's the Open Championship. That's what it is.
All right.
But for years we knew it as the British Open. And then it's one of those branding bits where, like, it will be what we tell you it is, and you damn well better say it. It's like there's no back nine at Augusta National Golf Course. There's a second nine. There's a first nine and a second nine, not a front nine and a back nine. Now, we all know that if you're on the back nine, you're on the back nine. But if you're working covering the Masters and you say that he's on the back nine, you will be fired.
No, you won't.
Yes, you will.
You'll get fired
100%.
for using a golf term.
You will not be allowed back to Augusta National. That's not a joke. That's a straight shoot.
You're speaking from experience?
Yes. I, for years, was on CBS's coverage. You didn't see me?
It was you and
on CBS.
You and Nance,
me and
right?
Gary McCord for years. We were covering the Masters. You don't say those things if you're working there. It's the same bit. They've decided
Who's this
you
guy
don't get to
that's
say
supposed
it's the British Open anymore. You have to say it's the Open Championship.
Oh, Xander.
I've heard of him. I know.
Yeah,
I'm aware of who he is. I don't know who Jackson subpar is. Not.
No, he's pretty good par.
Not familiar.
Pretty.
Today.
Do you say subpar or is it over?
I said
par?
subpar.
Well, I mean, you are supposed to say subpar.
No,
subpar means
yes.
This is the
literally yes. Got to go back to sipping my water.
So subpar is bad. No, because you want to be under par. But when you say subpar, like as when you're talking about something else.
All right, what else you got?
Well, I'm trying to figure out.
What else did you prepare?
I'm trying to figure out, is subpar good or bad?
Well, subpar is bad.
Right, but in golf you do want to be subpar.
I understand what you're trying to do here. But
I'm not trying to do anything.
I'm not going to get him on board with your sorcery. I'm not.
I know, but I'm trying to figure out like what we're actually supposed to say.
I don't know. I don't care.
Like if you said Lamar Jackson had a subpar performance.
Yes, we'd all know that was bad. You're saying that if we say that Jackson
golf, yes.
Jackson subpar is subpar, then you're saying you want to be subpar, right? I know what you're doing. Okay. I'm just not entertained by it. That's the problem. It's just not keeping my attention. I've had a long day. I got
what do you want to talk about?
The Warren Road Bridge. That's what I spent most of the time.
Can we just talk about like daylight savings or something?
I spent plenty of time talking about that yesterday.
Here's Rory.
Oh, there's Rory. What is Rory doing?
Looks like he's hitting into the stands.
He's 2 over. Oh no, that's it.
Oh, Rory. Ugh.
What's going on, man? By the way, I got to tell you, there was on the flights. I took Air France, and I watched a lot of movies on the flights because again I was in planes for 30 some hours. When I knew it was close to like when they were bringing us a meal or when I wanted like. We had to get to Paris or somewhere where we were getting on a different plane, and I only had a little bit of time. I would put on, they called it Golf Open, which was a game that they had on Air France.
Sounds like a pretty fun game.
Oh, yeah. It was golf. Oh, my older son played a lot of Golf Open. Impossible, those sons of bitches. You couldn't land the ball on the green. It was going to roll all the way through to the rough. Sons of bitches. I've got it out for them.
Maybe you just weren't good.
Me, not good at golf, Griffin. Yeah. Look at me. Glenn Clark.
When's the last time you touched a
not
golf
good at an actual golf club? Well, that's not fair because I have gone and hit the balls at the range with my kids.
When's the last time you played 9 holes?
When's the last time I played 9 holes of actual golf? I lived in Arizona. I'm pretty No, that's not true. That's not true. My buddy Dario and I went and played Carroll Park a few years back, and it was worse than I'm still thinking about this. He's an asshole because he said, "Hey, buddy, what are you doing on Friday afternoon?" And I said, "I don't think I have any plans on Friday afternoon." He said, "Let's go play foot golf." And I said, "I've never played foot golf before. That sounds like something I would want to do. Let's go do it. I'm with you." He said they do it at Carroll Park on a Friday afternoon. It was cold, as I remember. I want to say it might have been like November. Or,
cold and...
It was not a pleasant day, but I was excited about doing it. And then we got there, and the guy behind the counter was like, "What the hell are you talking about, foot golf? We don't do that here. We do golf."
Oh, so you got tricked into playing real golf.
And then Dario was like, "Well, we're here. We might as well play golf." That son of a bitch. He got me. He suggested we were going to go have an afternoon of fun, and instead I had an afternoon of hell, of pure hell. And as I remember, I was so bad at golf that we only played 9 holes, and yet I think we arrived at 2 o'clock, and it was pitch black when we were trying to finish 9 holes. That's how long it took because I am that bad at golf. What were we doing here?
We're talking about the British Open, of course.
Something like that. Anyway, all right, today's show is you know what? I'll let this guy bring us the show. I'll let him be the presenting sponsor of today's show. Today's show is brought to you by the Stan the Fan Charles Variety Hour. Every Monday, Stan the Fan Charles, Ross Grimsley, and Luke Jackson are talking baseball with you. Facebook.com/PressBoxSports. If you miss it live, YouTube.com/PressBoxOnline or PressBoxOnline.com/video. And it's all brought to you by Warnken Law and the Costas Inn with 2 great locations. The original in Dundalk, the new one in Timonium. Stan the Fan Charles, how the hell are you, my friends?
I'm hanging in there.
I hear you got like a medical procedure. What's going on? You're going to be all right?
I'm having a hip replacement on Tuesday.
Now, wait a second. That's kind of exciting, though. You're getting a new hip?
It's really exciting.
We're going to go disco dancing afterwards? Something like that?
Not right away.
Oh, all right.
Right
You want to go play foot golf with me over at Carroll
Sprinter, maybe?
No.
Now, wait a second.
I'm going to Africa the next.
Now, I can't recommend that more. I cannot recommend more making the trip to Africa.
Did you lose any family members?
Not
to
lose any.
Lions or alligators?
No,
crocodiles?
just me getting angry at the kids. Just me getting pissed off at the kids. That's the only thing that we lost family members
So
to.
the dingo never ate a baby.
No, Dango never had a baby. No, we had a wonderful trip. Wonderful trip.
That looked like a fabulous trip.
Truly, truly incredible. I was so grateful to have that opportunity. What's going on in your world, my friend, other than the hip?
That's
it.
about
It's just all-encompassing
That's about it.
at this point.
A lot of stuff to get done for it.
Before we go over our preseason predictions, your thoughts. A couple of things that I brought up this week. I think that the Orioles can wait to make a lot of their decisions. As much as like all teams want to have a decision by like a week or two out of the deadline, like which way we're going to go. I do think that at this point the Orioles are probably going to have to wait till a little bit closer to August 3rd to make some more distinct decisions. I think that, like, for example, if there's a team that offers something significant for Taylor Ward, they might not even wait to see where they are on August 3rd. I think it's possible that they could decide, all right, I think there are players they could trade for, like, that are just at minimal costs. Right now, I obviously need some bullpen help. They just lost Keegan Aiken after having lost Ryan Helsley. Like, I think they could trade for a bullpen piece. But I think, like, the big decision that stands out to me is Trevor Rogers right now. I think they can wait a little bit on that because if Trevor Rogers is pitching like this, he's going to be valuable. And to me, the question is, like, where do you have to be to make the decision to hold Trevor Rogers? And again, I think they could be more aggressive than that if they're in a certain position. But, like, if you're in this spot where you're still a few games under 500, you're roughly playing 500 ball coming out of the deadline, but you happen to be within 2-3 games of a wild card spot, are you holding a Trevor Rogers who, you know, again, given the value of pitching, could really net you something on August 3rd?
Well, it could net you something, and then you're back to square one with the pitching. I mean, there's not exactly a whole host of candidates within the system, despite their trumpeting Trey Gibson.
Yeah.
And there's Cade Povich. I think Zerwa, while he might be ready sometime next year, I think you trading Rogers to me would be really foolhardy because that, to me, gets you back to square one with pitching for 20. So whatever you're doing in 26, if it's all about being better for 2027 or staying in contention, Trevor Rogers is at the center of that for me. So there's no world in which I'm giving up Trevor Rogers unless I am literally blown away with the return.
Well, but if you give back a couple of games, if you're sitting now 4.5, say 5 games out of a playoff spot, and you've continued to play sub 500 ball on the other side of this, and Trevor Rogers has said, "Look, man, I'm going to free agency." That's not, maybe not him specifically, but his camp has said, "We love you, but you know we'll see you in October when we're going to talk to everybody." You're still holding on to him?
I look, I've written, I don't have the platform that you have now with WBAL and previous to that 105.7, but I have been writing for 6 months that I don't understand why they haven't extended it.
That part I agree with.
Extended Rogers and I'll be honest, I was never that worried about him, even when his ERA was 6.98. I thought that was as big a fluke as was his 1.25 ERA last year. To me, Trevor Rogers is a solid very good number 2 pitcher. He might not be at the top of the number 2 list, but he's not somebody I have any interest in trading.
I'm in agreement with you about Trevor Rogers and the desire to extend him, but if he hasn't done it, like that's the part that I keep coming back to. I want them to extend Trevor
Well, when you
Rogers.
say he hasn't done it, I've talked to him personally.
I know he says that he'd be willing. I get it, but it's not. But it's not done. So like what? That's the issue that I come away with. I am not desirous of trading Trevor Rogers. But if you can't, if for whatever reason,
that falls into an entirely different discussion.
Yeah.
It seems a very odd priority to have traded for like 5 prospects for Shane Baz.
Yeah, and immediately.
And extend him
right.
immediately. And here's a guy that you already gave up players for, and one of them's a pretty damn good player. Norby's going to be a middling piece, but Kyle Stowers is a legitimate player, you know. You've already given him up. You're going to have to pay to replace him with somebody. That falls back more on Mike Elias and his assessments, and I have real questions about.
Or it's just Trevor Rogers, and I believe Trevor Rogers wants to be here, but his agent has just said no. Like we're just not doing that. You can say you want to be here all you want. Tell them, then they should go out bid for your services, and then you get to be there. And that's the. Yeah. It's the difficulty about this conversation. Like I'm struggling. I want Trevor Rogers to be around too. You need to do better than Trevor Rogers. Like you need to get a real frontline guy this offseason, but you need Trevor Rogers too.
I think as the season has unfolded, the pitching really isn't the issue.
It's not the bigger issue. I don't.
The starting pitching is.
Yeah, boy, this is a tough conversation too, because I would still say with Kyle Bradish's innings, as well as just like every third start just being a random. It's weird because we talked about it yesterday. Kyle Bradish, 2 out of every 3 starts, Kyle Bradish looks like one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Yeah.
And then the third start, he looks pedestrian. And I don't know if that's just, the innings thing, and I don't know how to explain.
It doesn't make any sense to me that it would be the innings thing at this point.
Yeah.
And that he would, if it was the innings thing, it would be like continually some bad performance. I think he's had some issues. I think there's probably an adjustment to pitching coming back from a Tommy John, that your arm doesn't feel like your arm at all times the way it did prior to surgery. So, but that wouldn't be my highest priority at the deadline right now. Ward is somebody I would like to move on from if they can do it. As far as the relief pitching, I've got one question. We're talking about left-handers. I know he just came back from the IL, but Cade Povich is down there. Wasn't Keegan Aiken at one time a failed?
He was a starter.
Pitcher?
You're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be because there are no obvious guys out there that teams that are in contention, or I don't know who's out there that would really fit what Keegan Aiken did for us. And I think I think you got 2-3 weeks now to look at Cade Povich and assess whether he can work out of the bullpen or not, whether it might suddenly be something that's more befitting his personality.
I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to taking a look at him that way, and I think you kind of have your answer at this point about whether or not he's really going to be able to help you as a starter. So,
yeah,
I think we know that. All right, let's do this. This is an embarrassing ritual every year when we get to this point. We like to, before the season, make our predictions for the Major League Baseball season, and then we like to realize around this time every year how very silly they were. And Griffin and I did look over them yesterday, and some of them were indeed very, very silly. But we created this game where at the midway point of the year, we can try to get out of some of the terrible decisions that we made before the year. So the way this works is we all have $15 to spend.
Sure we don't want to do 20?
As we said yesterday, it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, I know, but I got a lot of things wrong.
Yeah,
I think this year 20 might make more sense because we got so many.
There is a lot that's wrong. There is a lot that's wrong. No, 15's the
Oh,
rule.
come on.
That's
All
the
right.
deal. 15's
Okay.
the rule. And you can bid your way out of a pick that you made. That said, you only have the $15. If you bid $5 to get out of a certain pick, then you're down to 10.
Uh-huh.
That's the way that it
Uh-huh.
works.
All right.
So, I guess let's begin. You want to begin in the American League or the National League, Griffin?
Let's do the National League because that's the way we started, I guess, before.
All right, then we will
So
do
if
it
we
that
can
way.
easy? All right.
I believe you. We will begin in the American League East.
No, National League.
Sorry, National League
National
East.
League East.
Thank
Where
you.
Stan the Fan Charles picked the Philadelphia Phillies.
Nice pick, Stan. They're coming back.
I'm
Glenn,
sticking with the Phillies.
Glenn Clark picked the Philadelphia Phillies.
Oh, okay.
To win the National League East. Griffin Bass picked
Who did I pick?
the New York Mets.
What? Are we sure? That can't be right.
Not great.
That doesn't sound like me.
Not great.
They fired their manager.
So, who had the first pick? So how do we do this in order? Who
Oh,
gets
I
the
don't
first?
know.
I guess Stan already said he's.
Yeah,
So I
Stan
think
said
Stan.
I'm sticking with the
Yeah,
Phillies.
Stan gets to be first. So I guess I'll be second. I will also not. I hate that this gives you damn it. This is where we're screwing up because now Griffin only gets it for $1. Son of a bitch. Fine, go ahead. I'm
You're
not
betting?
moving. I'm not moving off.
I
the
will bid
Phillies.
$1.
Yeah, I mean I get it. Like they are what?
Yeah, for who? who?
I'll take. I'm gonna see if I can't steal a point on you guys here.
Take the Braves.
I'll take Atlanta.
They are 2
I will
games up,
take
obviously,
the
at the
Atlanta
moment.
Braves.
They are 2 games up. I think 3 games up in the loss column.
It's a big mistake, Griffin.
It is. Who should I take? Who should I take?
Who did you pick
Should I
originally?
take
The
Miami?
Phillies?
I picked the Mets. I picked the Mets originally.
Yeah,
Okay.
insanely.
No, then
I
you
had to buy
definitely
out of
should.
it. Yeah,
You definitely, but you could take Miami. You know.
I could take Miami. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. And Miami's only 4 games back, but all right, very good.
Currently in a playoff spot.
That is true. To the NL Central, where we'll again start with Stan. Stan took the Chicago Cubs.
Okay, Stan.
Glenn took
What a fine season.
the Chicago Cubs. Griffin took
Uh-oh.
the Chicago
Okay.
Cubs. They are currently 5 games back of the Milwaukee Brewers in the NL Central. I guess I'm up first. I will bid $1 to move off of the Chicago Cubs.
Is it worth $2 to get off the Chicago Cubs? And how bad does Stan want to get off the Chicago Cubs?
We don't know that yet.
I'll bid $2.
$2 from Griffin Bass to move off of the Chicago Cubs. Stan the Fan Charles.
I'll take $3. and take the Milwaukee
$3
Brewers.
for
Yeah.
Stan the Fan. Now, I will not go any further. I will stop the bidding
All
from
right.
my part.
So
So
it
it's
goes to
between
me.
you and Stan.
So
Do
do
you
I
want to
wanna go
bid
up to $4?
$4 to move off of the Chicago Cubs?
So hold on, you
no.
confused me. Why on our first category were we giving Griffin?
Well, you both
We
said you
both
don't want to move
passed,
off the
yeah.
Phillies. You said it's
We
not
both-
worth $1 to move off the Phillies.
Yeah, we both passed.
Yeah.
We don't have a chance to rebid if okay.
Once you
that seems
fold-
like a
once you
good
Yeah,
fold-
rule.
once you fold, you're
Yeah,
out.
once
Yeah,
it's
once
over.
you
Okay.
fold,
Playing
you're
hold'em
out.
here.
Yeah, yep.
I'm folding as well. Stan can have
Stan gets
can have the
$3.
Brewers for $3.
Stan, you want the Brewers, I assume?
Yes, I'll
All
take
right.
the Brewers.
Stan moves on to the Milwaukee Brewers.
Oh,
Now,
come on, what a waste
to the
of-
NL
to
West.
lead off here.
The NL West. Oh, yeah, this is the NL West. Stan, Dodgers.
Oh.
Glenn, the Dodgers. Griffin, the Dodgers.
They're having a good year.
Anybody want to move off the Dodgers?
Nah, I'm good.
Currently 11 and a half games.
I'm good. I'm good.
You're going to stick with them? I think that's a wise
I'm gonna stick with
decision. Now, with the wild cards, the rule is you can only move off of one. All right? You can move off of one of your wild cards, is what you're bidding for. Stan's NL wild cards, the Mets, the Brewers, and the Reds.
Eh,
Glenn's
I
wild card.
have a
Reds.
suggested, and I know you're not going to agree to it this year. Next year, I think if you bid money to go off of,
Oh, you think
one
you
of
should be
your
able to flop
teams,
it and like switch them?
you should be able to flip flop it for an extra $1 or something
Yeah,
like that.
Stan, this is
But
a promise. We will consider that for next
Okay.
year. You and your new
All right.
hip will have that consideration.
all right,
All
all
right.
right. I'm gonna.
Hang on,
I'm gonna-
I gotta go over everybody's. My wild
Okay.
cards: the Braves, the Mets, and the Pirates.
okay. You're not entirely too wrong there.
Griffin's wild cards: the Brewers, the Braves, and the
I
Phillies.
just picked all the division winners.
Yeah,
by
yeah,
accident.
right. Like that's actually pretty good picks. All things being told. Who gets the first bid here? That would be you, right?
Well, I had it on the Dodgers, right? So we go right to Stan here? Or since
yeah,
everyone said
because it
no,
already
do I get
passed.
a
No,
chance
it goes to
okay.
Stan. That's the way it works, yes.
I'm going to bid a $1 to get off of the Mets, and I will take.
Well, hang on. We got to bid it out, Stan.
Glenn's got a chance.
We got to bid it out.
He gets to decide if he wants to move off.
Yeah.
He also has the Mets.
Yes, I am going to bid $2 to move off of the New York Mets.
I'm wondering how much because I.
So
feel
now
like
I'm locked in that I can't.
No, you
keep-
can.
No,
You can
it'll
come
loop
back
back
around.
around.
Yeah,
Okay,
it'll come back
okay.
around, and you can keep the bidding
Okay.
going. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because I feel like I'm going to get you guys into a bidding war here. I might as well go up to $3.
Oh
Take out one of
boy,
these teams. I'll take $3.
Boy,
Get out of one of
$3
my
for
teams.
Griffin to move off of one of his wild cards. Stan, do you want to go $4 to move off of one of your wild cards?
And only one of us can change the
Only
change.
one of us can change.
If you
one
win it,
wild
Glenn's stuck
card.
with the Mets.
Yep, that's true.
Let's see. No, I'm gonna stick. I guess I'll stick with my current picks.
I will bid $4 to move off of the New York Mets.
I don't think I'm going to go up to 5.
All right,
Not
then. All right. So now who are my other two? My other two were
You had Atlanta, New York, and
I had
Pittsburgh.
Atlanta and Pittsburgh. And I just All right. I will for $4, so I'm down to 11.
You're going to say, I think the Mets are going to go on a run here.
Well, this is the problem. Like I because I had the Phillies, I want to pick Atlanta, but like is that a mistake because Atlanta could win?
Well, you have Atlanta. Atlanta is one of your
You
winners.
have
that's
Atlanta.
right. I have Atlanta. Yeah. Never mind. I take
You
it
can
back.
pick them
Mets-
again for
yeah,
$4.
But
The Mets
I
don't win
think
your bidding out.
Griff. I think he just picked them. For
no,
$4.
settle down. I was asking a question.
He took his hand off the
No,
rook.
I was asking a question.
No, you lost track of what teams you had.
No, but I could also
that's
hang on a second.
penalty.
No. I could do the bit where wait. I could do the bit where I pick the Phillies and then I could have them for both.
Correct, yes.
That's what I'll do. I'll cover my ass and I'll take the Phillies. Guarantee myself
You're
a point.
taking off the Mets.
Yes, I'm obviously taking off the Mets. What a dreadful pick that proved to be.
So the Phillies for $4.
Oh boy, we're gonna run out of money soon. This is bad. NL pennant winner. Stan the Fan Charles, the Chicago Cubs. I had the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Nice.
Griffin had the Los Angeles Dodgers. So technically this is my damn it. I'm going to abscond.
I will I'll abstain as well.
Did I say abscond?
Yeah. Is that a
abstain.
word?
I'm
I
going
don't
to
know.
take. I'm going to take the. I'll go $1, but I'm going to pick the Phillies.
Whoa. Stan bidding out, but
I'm going to
taking-
blow. I'm going to blow up.
Yeah, how about that? That's a bold choice, sir. The Rookie of the Year in the National League. Stan went with Nolan McLean. Glenn went with Nolan McLean. Griffin went with
We were hard on
Nolan
the Mets.
McLean.
We
As we
love the
discussed
Mets.
yesterday, we believe this was related to the World Baseball Classic and how kind of drunk we all were on the performance of Nolan McLean. So I guess you start the bidding this time, Griffin?
I'll bid $1.
You'll bid $1. That makes sense. Stan.
I'll bid $3.
Oh,
Ooh, interesting.
too rich for my blood.
So I'd have to go up to $4.
We'd have to go
here.
to 4. Boy, Stan really escalated
Yeah.
that.
And it's not like there's a clear cut here.
That's part of the reason why.
I will bend. I will fold here.
Stan,
you can
for
have it
$3. Who you got?
J.J. Weatherholt.
That makes sense. Currently the betting favorite, according to FanDuel, with Sal Stewart just behind.
And if the Cardinals make the playoffs, he's probably
Stan
guy.
down to $8. Griffin's sitting at $14. I have $11 available. Next up, our NL Cy Young winner. Stan went with Paul Skeens. I went with Paul Skeens. Griffin went with Paul Skeens.
boring.
This is Stan first.
No, you.
Yeah, you just go first? Yes, you just went first.
Oh, yeah,
so
you're
Stan first.
If I bid $1 and it comes back around that I have to go up, I can go up.
You can yes, you can go up.
I'll bid $1.
I will do the Stan the Fan Charles bit. I will bid $3.
Whoa, this
$3.
This freaking guy. Well, I'll bid $4.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Now Stan, $5 to you.
No, I'll pass. I'll root for Paul Skeens to have a big second half.
Just like that Big Lizzie from Sheets.
I will also pass.
Wow.
$4 to
I'm getting
Griffin.
$4 out of a.
Need to go on the Miz.
Like a real
I'll
chestnut.
take. I will take Mike the Miz here.
There you go, the Miz.
You sure you don't want Roshi Sasaki?
No, probably not this year.
How about Shanta Imanaga?
All those are options. They're all options.
Michael
They
McGree.
are
They're out there
National League.
for
They're
you.
definitively
How about
National
Zach-
League pitchers.
How about Zach Wheeler?
Could be. He's a National League pitcher, Griffin. Have you considered?
I will take the Miz for $4.
NL MVP, Stan went with Kyle Schwarber. I went with Shohei Ohtani. Griffin went with Shohei Ohtani. This is me first this time around. Yeah, I'm not going to move off of Shohei Ohtani.
I'm not really. Well, I don't know. Do I force Stan's hand here?
That is that you could, throw out a dollar bet just to
I
make
will
him have to.
hold.
You're going to hold as
I will
well.
stand. Stan? You got Schwarber.
I'm going to stick with Kyle Schwarber.
Wow.
He's gonna
Yeah,
really
I'll
steal
stick
a
with
point
him.
here.
Bold decision to stick with Kyle
Just
Schwarber
a dollar, Stan.
there. How about that? All right, fair enough. Now to the American League, AL East. Stan,
We don't need to do this one, do we?
Boston Red Sox.
Well, I mean, they're having a good 9-game win streak.
Yeah, that's true. Glenn, I mean, you're right. Glenn, the Yankees. Griffin, the Baltimore Orioles.
Somehow worse pick than the Red Sox.
Griffin, you are up first here.
I will take you know what I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
Bet $2.
$2
Get out of
to
the
move
Orioles here.
off of the Baltimore Orioles. Stan, you've got the Red Sox. Do you want to go $3 or higher?
I'm going to go $3.
$3. I don't love the Yankees by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm not going to go $4 to move off of them.
So I'd have to go to $4 here to get off the Orioles. Probably be wise.
You're sitting at $10. That's what you have in your wallet.
$10 here, and I've also got a lot of other terrible picks here in the American League. Yeah, what the hell? I'll bet. I have to go to 4 here.
4.
I'll
yes.
go to $4.
4. Stan, do you want to go 5? You're sitting at 8.
I have $8
You have
right
$8 left. Yes.
now. I love my other picks. This is the American League. I'll sit tight.
All
With
right,
Boston.
$4 for Griffin. And who are you moving to?
I think let's make it interesting.
You gonna go the Rays?
I will take the Tampa Bay.
All right. They're currently 3
Rays.
games up. Makes some sense. Next up to the AL Central, where Stan the Fan Charles picked the Kansas City Royals.
They're having a.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Eh.
They're not having a good year.
Glenn
No, they're not having.
picked the Detroit Tigers. Not having a great year. Not quite as bad as the Royals.
School's coming back.
Yeah.
School is back.
Griffin also went with the Kansas City Royals.
Hell.
Currently, the Tigers 6.5 games back. The Royals 13 games off the pace. Who's this?
Griffin's gonna blame us for cajoling him to take
right.
the
And,
Royals.
yeah.
Stan-
What the hell, you guys?
Stan, you've got the first wager here. What do you want to do?
I'll take $1.
I am actually going to pass just because I have no idea who's going to win the AL Central. I don't have a clue who's
I
going to
know
win.
it's not going to be the Royals. I'll go to $2.
All right, fair enough. Stan? I just realize I'm still sitting on $11. At some point, I need to spend it on something.
I have $8,
Yes.
and I have to go to 3.
You would have to go to 3. You could go higher if you'd like, but you have to go to 3.
Yeah. I'll go to $3.
$3 to move off of the Royals. I've already passed. I'm already out.
I've spent $9. Yeah, I've spent $9. So I have just $6 left.
You have $6 left.
And you've got all those bad picks.
I do have all those
so
bad
many bad
picks down
picks.
here. Jeez Louise. I have to go to 4 here.
You would.
I will hold.
All right, Stan, for $3, who are you moving to in the AL Central?
I'm going to move to the Guardian.
All right. That would be who I would move to if I had made the pick. They are
Yeah.
currently tied with the White Sox atop the AL Central. To the AL West, where Stan the Fan Charles selected the Seattle Mariners. I selected the Seattle Mariners, and Griffin selected the Houston Astros. And, of course, currently leading the AL West are the Texas Rangers, who none of us selected. They're a game and a half up on the Mariners. So I am first here, I believe.
Yes.
I really don't want to move off it. I really don't.
I was prepared to kind of move off this. I didn't. I guess I don't know how much money I thought I was gonna have left at this point, but I don't think it's worth it to. I mean, because they're only 2 games or 2.5, 3 games back. Something the Astros are. I don't think that. I don't think in my heart of hearts the Astros can win the division, but they are in.
They're 3 games back. That is true.
So I will stand as well. Stand pat.
Stan, you could move off of the Seattle Mariners for $1.
I'm going to do that.
All right.
Really?
Stan, who would you like for $1?
I'm going to take the Texas Rangers.
Very good. They are currently in first place. There you go. Stan gets the Rangers.
And what do I have left? $4?
You have $4 remaining. Next up, the wild cards. Stan went with the Orioles, the Yankees, and the Tigers. I went with the Royals, the Red Sox, and the Orioles. And Griffin went with the Red Sox, Yankees, and Mariners.
Hey, there's like the 3.
Not bad.
Actually, the Mariners.
Not bad.
Or no, the
Yeah.
Guardians are ahead of the Red Sox
Yeah.
right now. Okay.
Griffin, you have first.
I will. Yeah, you know what? Nah, actually, I'm gonna still.
All right.
I'm gonna hold.
Stan,
I'll bid $1.
I will bid 2.
I'm out.
Yeah, you already passed. Stan?
I'll bid 3.
All right, then I'll take it for 4 as Stan can't go any higher than that. I do not want to have the Kansas City Royals
Why
as one
not?
of my wild cards.
No, Cameron went 7 innings the other night,
I'm quite aware.
and he gave up like 6 runs.
I'm quite aware of that. And instead,
And whatchamacallit, Jack Cagliano was in the
he was in the
home
home
run
run
derby.
derby.
that's
It's a good
true.
team.
It
Maybe-
did. You're 100% right. I will do the same thing I did in the National League, and I will guarantee myself a point by also taking the Yankees here. So I will double up that way.
So how much did you spend here? 4.
4. So I'm at 7. You're at 6. Stands at 4.
Okay.
Okay.
To the award winners in the American League. Oh no, we have the
Pennant.
pennant.
Yeah,
Sorry,
pennant.
thank you. Stan went with the Boston Red Sox. I went with the Detroit Tigers, and Griffin went with the Boston Red Sox. So Griffin, this is you.
I'll bet $1
The $1 to move off of.
to move off.
Stan?
Boston, yeah.
I'll bid $3.
Son of a bitch. That's really frustrating. Really escalated things quickly because I got one more that I want to move off of.
You just bet $6. Make sure I can't bet you
I
off.
could do that, but I'm gonna go 4. 4.
I'll
I'm going to go 5.
Oh my God! You can't. You can't. You don't have 5.
I can buy
You want to buy $1 from Griffin?
Yeah, Stan, I'll send you $1. You
No.
owe me though.
You want it for 5?
No, I do not want it for 5.
All right. So
I do
I've
not.
got it for. I'm down to $3. Yeah, I don't love the chances of the Detroit Tigers winning the American League. This is the difficult part, though, because I don't love anyone's.
You're such a fair weather.
I
predictor.
understand. I just don't love anyone's chances of winning the American League, and that's part of the crapshoot here. I'm gonna default to the Yankees. Sorry, it's what it is. I'm just defaulting.
You're a Yankee fan.
That's probably what it is.
This is a
Closeted
guy
Yankee
that
fan.
this is a guy that always says Griffin at the end of every show. Duke sucks.
That's true.
Then he let Kyle Ottenheimer.
Yeah, I
And
said Ohio State sucks.
sucks
That's
too,
right. I did
But
have
no,
that
the
in.
Yankees. He's got the Yankees.
He
That's
spent
right. I'm
$8.
all on the
Hard.
Yankees. All on the
Yes,
Yankees.
all on the
That's a good
Yankees.
He spent
point.
$8 on the Yankees so far. That's ridiculous.
To the AL Rookie of the Year, Stan went with Chase DeLauder. I went with Kevin McGonigal. Some of us know ball, like Griffin, who also went with Kevin McGonigal. So
Murakami could, I don't know, make a run
it's
here.
possible. He's been outstanding. Who's got first pick? I don't remember. This is Stan.
I bet for Stan.
Stan, you got the first
I'll
pick.
go for $2.
Stan for $2. I do not want to bet out of McGonigal.
Neither do I.
Stan could have had him for 1. Now, don't you feel silly? Down
Yeah,
to
well, he made sure.
Yep.
Maybe I
Down
would
to
have been
$2.
more.
Terrible.
Who do you
I feel
want?
Terrible. I'm going to take Murakami.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. All right, to the AL Cy Young Award, where before the season began, Stan the Fan Charles went with Tarek Skubal. I went with Tarek Skubal, and Griffin went with Tarek Skubal.
He's pretty good when healthy.
This is me first.
Yes.
Well, I have no choice. I certainly have to lay out at least $1. $1 for Tarek Skubal. We
How
get
much
off Tarek
Stan, how much
Skubal.
does Stan have left?
Stan has $2 remaining.
I'll bet $2.
Yep.
You can go with 2, so
Sorry, Stan.
Stan's out of the running. I'll go ahead and bet 3.
Wow. And if I bet 4, I'd have 2 left here.
You don't have much left to spend it
I know
on.
there's no clear.
That
there's
is
no
that
clear
is part of the
favorite for
that
really
is
either
part
the
of the
next
difficult.
two
Yeah, that is
awards
part of
here.
the difficulty.
I will go ahead and I'll bet $3. That's what
You
I
have to
bet.
go 4.
I'll bet $4.
$4. So Griffin has it. Who do you want?
I guess I'll take Schlittler.
He is currently the slight favorite at FanDuel, plus 125 to Dylan Cease at plus
I mean, his head-
135.
His head's in the right place. He didn't want to pitch in the All-Star
He's
game.
talented
you
as
know?
hell, man. He couldn't be
didn't
more
wanna pitch in
talented.
the
He's so good. I hate that.
I didn't know Dylan Cease is Jewish.
I didn't
I
know
just
that.
saw
Is that
that
true?
today.
I
I
didn't
just
know
saw
that.
that today.
Good for him.
All right, AL MVP, Stan Bobby Witt, Glenn Bobby Witt, Griffin Gunnar Henderson.
No, that can't be right.
I don't think that one's going to work
There's
out,
no way.
unfortunately. I think you're going to come up a little bit short on that one. Alas, we have to bet it out. And who's first here? I always forget
I
who's
think
first.
Glenn is first.
I believe you're right. Sure, $1 to get out of Bobby Witt.
Well, I'll take $2. So my
All
2
right.
left.
Stan, you are no longer in the equation, so it comes down to me. I got to make sure I know what my other pick is here because there's at least a chance that Bobby Witt could win MVP. It seems unlikely, but I'm going to go ahead and go 3.
Boo.
3. And I will move off of Bobby Witt, and I will indeed move to...
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Make sure you get it right.
Ben Rice.
Yeah, I'll go to Jordan.
Big
It's going to be
mistake.
Junior.
Yep. Jordan Alvarez will be my pick. And so, alas, we come to World Series winner. Stan the Fan Charles, you went with the Seattle Mariners. I went with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Griffin went with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Griffin, you have $2. Stan has $2. Do you want to?
And how much do you have left, too?
I'm out.
Oh, you're out.
No
Okay.
cash left.
No.
Griffin
I don't.
could have really C-blocked you here. He could have just put out for $2 that he wanted to move off the Dodgers, and then you wouldn't have had a choice.
But I would have had to move on.
But you would have had to move off the Dodgers.
Nah,
So,
I'm not
Right.
going to do that.
Stan, who do you want?
Go ahead, Stan.
So I'm between I'm going to go for the 3-peat. I'm going to go for the 3-peat.
Very good. Stan moves to the Dodgers. Stanley, you got the baseball show tomorrow?
Yes, I do. We've got Dan Zielinski of Baseball Prospect Journal. He will be on he was on with us about 3 weeks ago, and he will be on tomorrow to recap the Orioles draft. And Griffin is working tirelessly
That's great.
to come up with another.
Very good. Looking forward to that.
And I will probably be off the next 2 weeks after that.
Understand. We wish you the best, my friend. Love you. Go get him with a new hip. Can't wait to see you out there playing tackle football soon.
Oh, God, that's my first thing. It's on my bucket list.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
All right.
Thanks, Dan.
All right.
See you,
All
buddy.
right, guys. Thank you.
Stan the Fan Charles with us. We'll get our new picks up at glennclarkradio.com here momentarily. When we come back in, Mike Florio, you know that man from Pro Football Talk and NBC Sports. He'll join us next. It's Glenn Clark Radio.
This is Stan the Fan. You know we talk all the time about our O's stepping up in the big moments, delivering when it matters most. If you've been injured in a car accident anywhere around Baltimore, that's your big moment, and you need someone who delivers. That's why I'm here to tell you about Warnken Injury Lawyers. They fight for Baltimore families every single day. Insurance companies play games. Warnken plays to win. So call 443-RESULTS. That's 443-RESULTS, or go to warnkenlaw.com. When you need results, it's right there in the number, 443-RESULTS.
Your car is more than just a ride. It's an investment. At Leading Edge Auto Body in Mount Washington, we've spent over 20 years perfecting the art of repair. From high-end imports to your trusted daily driver, we handle all makes and models with elite precision. Our team holds the highest honors in the industry, including ASE Master, ICAR Platinum, and specialized aluminum certifications. We make it easy with free towing, pickup, and delivery because at Leading Edge, customer satisfaction comes first. And remember, with insurance, it's your car and it's your choice. Choose the experts. Leading Edge Auto Body. Quality you can see. Service you can trust. Go to leadingedgeautobody.com today.
When you feel invisible, exhausted, stressed, or anxious, when you have days that just feel too hard to get through, you are not alone. If you or someone you love is struggling with mental health or problems with drugs or alcohol, help is right in your hands. Call or text 988 to get support whenever you need it. Help is here. Call or text 988. Brought to you by Maryland Department of Health.
The stars are shining brighter at Live Casino this summer. Celebrate America's 250th with $1 million. Earn entries daily July 1st through August 29th and snap a pic with our game board for a chance to win $100 in free play every week. We'll draw 50 free play winners each Saturday and $1 million winner on August 29th. Light it up at Live Casino. At Arundel Mills, must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Gambling can be a fun and entertaining experience, but there are risks involved. If you're planning on betting on the game at the casino or on your phone or computer, know your limit, stay within it. Set a budget and a time to stop. Remember, gambling isn't a financial solution, and it doesn't mix well with alcohol or drugs. Know the risks and have a plan before you begin gambling. For free and confidential services, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org.
The latest edition of Press Box is available now. On the cover, Dave LaMonaco profiles Orioles play-by-play voice Kevin Brown, looking at his rise as an amiable mainstay and one of the top voices in all of baseball. Also inside, Antonio Barbera looks at whether the championship window is narrowing for the Ravens veteran core, and our special travel section with a look at sports tourism options throughout Maryland for you and your family to enjoy this summer. Press Box is available for free at over 250 locations throughout the region, including your Baltimore area High's Dairy stores. Plus, you can read the entire issue online at PressBoxOnline.com, where you can also find great betting advice and the best daily coverage of the Orioles, Ravens, and Terps.
Contrary to what some people believe, I actually like this guy when he sleeps. Glenn Clark, talking sports.
All right, back in here on GCRs, continue along on a Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Today's show is also brought to you by County Sports Zone. Everything you need to know about high school sports here in the state of Maryland, they've got you covered. CountySports.zone is the website. Obviously, no games going on right now because of the summer, but all of the news, coaching changes, and then they'll start getting you ready for fall sports, previewing football throughout the course of August. They've always got you covered. CountySports.zone, proudly sponsored by your local Toyota dealer and buyatoyota.com. So Major League Baseball has really, it's funny because I know Stecca brought something up about the potential of the work stoppage. Major League Baseball is tweeting through it. They went right ahead and unveiled the 2027 schedule today. And the season will open in Tampa for the Baltimore Orioles, if indeed it opens. The opener will be Thursday, March 25th, and I believe that is the earliest opening day ever for Major League Baseball.
Might know something? Yeah.
Might be a picture about how they're trying to do things the following year with the potential for an Olympics break in there. That's why they're maybe trying to adjust to a little bit of an earlier start. But March 25th is when the season is slated to begin. The Orioles will be on the road in Tampa. Here's an oddity about the early schedule. The Orioles are scheduled to play Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in Tampa. They're scheduled to have a Sunday off day on the first weekend of the season. Something I'm not sure we've ever seen before.
Everyone to be able to watch the Elite Eight, right?
Is that what it is? That might be it. And then Monday, the home opener is scheduled for the 29th against the Blue Jays in Baltimore the following day, that Monday. So, look, they always build in a day should there be like weather problems, but like in Tampa, there aren't weather problems. They play
we're live.
Indoors.
Like 10, 15 minutes. Is that good?
So.
Okay.
I don't know.
Thank you, Mike.
I don't know why they're off on Sunday. All-Star game is in Chicago next year. And, of course, obviously we're waiting to see what would happen with 2028, where they're saying it's probably going to be San Francisco now. Could Baltimore be in line after that? A lot of the hubbub around 2030 maybe for Baltimore in an All-Star game. Joining us now, one of our favorite people. You know him from NBC Sports and Pro Football Talk. He's our buddy Mike Florio, and he's back with us now here on GCR. Mike, it's Glenn. It's always great to catch up with you, brother. Thanks so much for doing it.
Glenn, what's up, man? How are you?
Everything is good. Look, man, I try to have an adult conversation about this because I don't even like talking about the rankings, the list. We all know Lamar Jackson isn't the 69th best player in football. Like, we know that's the case. The system itself is what it is. Is there any actual thing to be said here about maybe there is a question about Lamar Jackson, how he responds from the injury, how much he's going to run? What is the actual Lamar Jackson question other than is he ultimately going to win a Super Bowl or not?
I think the question is a combination of health, new offense, and the bigger picture relationship between Jackson and the Ravens, given that his contract is unsettled beyond 2027. And we all know he's got not only a no trade clause, but a no tag clause. So if he chooses to just put in 34 more regular season games, he becomes a free agent in March of 2028. How much of that trickles into the relationship? So it has nothing to do with where he is on this made-up list that is clearly flawed if Lamar Jackson is number 69.
Yes.
That part of it's just laughable. And the only time I notice all of these various lists during we have nothing else to talk about, so it's list season.
Right.
It's only noticeable when it's so clearly wrong that you look at it and say, well, this is ridiculous. And it is ridiculous to think of that, but maybe it's an indication of there's work to be done. And he may be at a crossroads, especially with a new coaching staff, and as it relates to his relationship with the Ravens, because we are 2 seasons away from Lamar Jackson having what he has never had, a ticket to unrestricted, unfettered, no draft pick compensation free agency.
Mike, it's interesting because you and I have talked about this before. I've tried to have this conversation, but it's bizarre. There's nothing that actually exists that suggests, no matter how many times people want to pontificate about, well, he'd like to play in South Florida, or no matter how many times we do that, there is nothing that actually occurs that suggests that Lamar Jackson wants out. What he actually says, to my understanding privately as well, is there's no reason he wants out of Baltimore. And yet, here we are. And the best I can get from the people that were willing to talk to me about it with the Ravens is you just don't understand how different Lamar is and how he operates and what he doesn't care about, the way that we want him to care about it in terms of timing of getting a deal done. But I can't pretend like what you're alluding to doesn't exist. And so for as much as I say I think a lot of this is bunk that gets thrown out there about Lamar, he still doesn't have a deal that goes beyond next year, and so it is relevant.
There's a saying that, and I think I'm getting it right, but I'm wondering if this is the actual quote, nature abhors a vacuum. And if that's true, sports media hates it even worse. So if there's nothing there, if there are no leaks, if there are no reports, and there's no agent working for Lamar Jackson who is talking to the Schefters and the Rappaports of the world, we have nothing tangible to go on. So everyone is left to make semi-educated, at least they think they are from their perspective, guesses, me included, as to where this all stands. And when Steve Bisciotti comes out and makes it crystal clear in January during the press conference regarding the firing of John Harbaugh that they want to get Lamar signed before the start of the league year so they can better manage the cap hit. And it is very simple. It would be very simple to extend his contract and give him an APY, new money APY, that beats not just Dak Prescott, but Patrick Mahomes. They could do it. You add 3 years on to the 2 existing years. He's got $104 million the next 2 years. You take whatever APY he's looking for, you multiply it by 3, you add that onto the back end, it gives you a 5-year deal. Boom, structure it with guarantees similar to 2023. You could do it in 10 minutes. And the fact that it hasn't happened, it makes you wonder why it hasn't happened. And the refusal of either side to say anything about it, let speculation run wild. So I think that's how we get to moments like this.
No, I think you're right. Mike Florio is with us here on GCR. Mike, I wanted to cover some other things with you. I've been trying to make sense of how top-heavy the free agent wide receiver group remains as we get this close to the season, and I acknowledge that these are older guys, and some of them, wouldn't surprise me at all if Keenan Allen is just saying, look, man, call me midway through August. I'm not intending to do training camp. That's the way it goes. But, I look at the Ravens as a team that has a lot of questions. Zay Flowers is a known. Rashad Bateman is kind of like a half a known. Mark Andrews is most of a known, with obviously coming off kind of a disappointing season and some low moments. I look at them as a team that could genuinely use another veteran pass catcher. And when you see Stephon Diggs, Deebo Samuel, and, Keenan Allen sitting out there, I just wonder, why are they all available and why aren't the Ravens shopping in that market?
I think anytime you've got veteran players on the market who have previously made significant money, you have a combination of factors. One is screw the offseason program.
Yeah.
Two is I'm not taking that. I'm not playing for the minimum. OBJ's on a team because he took the minimum with no guarantees from the New York Giants.
Right.
I'm sure that if teams were willing to pay any of those guys that we're talking about the 1-year minimum with no guarantees, they'd all be signed.
But that's OBJ was completely out of football. That makes a little bit more sense to me. Stephon Diggs, and I get that there's a legal thing that's there, but Stephon Diggs was a 1,000-yard receiver for a Super Bowl team a year ago.
I think there's just a lot of different factors that are going to be unique to each guy. When do I want to show up? How much do I expect to be paid? What team do I want to play for? With Diggs, there are these other issues, but there really aren't. The criminal case, he got an acquittal, and that thing never, ever should have been pursued. They did not have anything close to proof beyond a reasonable doubt. The NFL closed the investigation. There's a couple of civil lawsuits out there that are kind of weird, but I don't see anything there that would create any jeopardy as it relates to his availability in 2026, and all anyone would be thinking about is 2026. So I just think that those factors we discussed are part of it. And then there is the assessment of the player, not where he was last year, but where do we think he'll be this year? What do we think he has left? How does he fit with what we have? Where will he be on the depth chart? It's one of the realities of a guy like OBJ. You slip far enough down the depth chart, you got to play special teams or you're not going to be on the team. And so how confident are we that a guy who's going to come in the door, he's going to have no experience with this team, no experience with this offense, unless he ends up on a team that has run one of the offenses he's run in past years. And when's the right time to do it? And what do we really think he has in the tank? And I just think a lot goes into it. And every once in a while, and I think every year we'll see one or two of these guys where they just never sign with anyone. And the train keeps rolling and we just kind of forget about them. That's the cruelest reality of football. Whoever it is, however big of a star, a head coach who's won Super Bowls, once that train starts rolling week one and guys are playing, those are the guys who are the focus of our attention.
No, I know you're right about that. I think it is unique, though, to my opinion about where the Ravens are. This is a team that fired their very successful head coach because he wasn't winning Super Bowls. They can't be looking to reset. And I've just brought up that some of their core is older. And even if we think Lamar has a few years, Mark Andrews and Marlon Humphrey and Ronnie Stanley, that group, that core group is older. I think you fired your coach to win a Super Bowl. It is just kind of wild to me that they would go into a season with so many unknowns in the pass-catching department and a first-time play caller in Declan Doyle running the offense.
And even if you do sign a guy the first day of training camp, you haven't had the benefit of the offseason program to get him up to speed into the offense, unless you find somebody that's got experience in it, like Keenan Allen from his time. No, wait, was he in Chicago last year?
It was the year. So, he didn't. I trust him. We did that math, Mike. He did not line up with Declan Doyle.
No, he was in Chicago. He was in Chicago the year before. Yeah. So, that's the problem with the league having so much turnover.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
You got to go to Google to refresh your memory on when guys played where.
Mike's just trying to do an interview, and he's pulling up his phone, trying to make sure he's got the Wikipedia page of someone. I understand that feeling. Mike, I'm in a kind of where are we with Brandon Ayuk? Is he just not going to play in the NFL ever again?
Well, if he means when he says he's not going to be reinstating, that was his quote, I won't be reinstating with the 49ers, that tells me he knows that what he needs to do is file a petition for reinstatement to the league office to get back onto the roster of the 49ers. He's currently on what they call the reserve left squad list because he left the squad last year. And when a guy does that, if he doesn't come back after you send him a letter giving him 5 days to return, you shut him down and he's done for the season. He can't play for anyone. And then he has to be reinstated to the active roster by petitioning the league. Assuming that the league would even do that, and I don't have any reason to think it wouldn't be automatic, but hey, silly me, I thought Brendan Sorsby into the supplemental draft was automatic too. But assuming the league would reinstate Brandon Ayuk, he'd have to show up for training camp and say, I'm here and I'm ready to work, and that's the moment they'd cut him. Because if he drops a dumbbell on his foot in the weight room
then you're
and
on
he
the
gets
hook.
a season-ending injury, they owe him $26 million. So he's got an easy recipe to get out of San Francisco. But if he says, I'm not doing it, there's nothing for anyone to do unless the 49ers would decide on their own, let's just be done with this. Let's release him from the reserve left squad list. That's his only way out, and they have no reason to do it. And why would they want to do it if he's going to go to Washington and have 1,000 yards and make them look bad?
And they don't get anything.
Nothing in return.
So they would rather him just sort of toil away, and it's your problem, bro. Like if you don't want to play ball, this is your issue.
Yeah, it just kind of dies on the vine, and we get to week one, and the world moves on without it.
What are the biggest to you as we get to the start of training camp? Like, what are the storylines that really stand out to you that we need to get answers to before the season begins, Mike?
Well, somebody asked me that the other day, and there really isn't one. There is so many. It's like team by team, you've got questions with all that coaching turnover and so many of the AFC contenders with new coaches, Ravens, Steelers, Bills. I don't know what's going to happen. Patrick Mahomes, where's he going to be? I'm sure that's going to be one of the bigger topics because this is one of the great all-time players who will he be back to his old self? And I think he will be. What will the Chiefs be? Will the Broncos be able to build on what they did last year? They have continuity with their defensive coordinator and so many of their players. And I just think that the whole league, despite the fact that we're ready to have the rings made for the LA Rams, I think the whole league at the top is wide open. And every year I go into the season with a cluster of teams that I know will compete, a cluster of teams that I know won't, and then there's that middle. And I think that middle can be very big, and I think this year it is very big. We don't know which way these teams are going to break, but the beauty of week-by-week competition, 17 games per team, barring a tie, there's a winner and a loser for every game. There's going to be good teams, there's going to be bad teams, and it all plays out 1 week, one game at a time, and we'll find out which way those teams are going to be a break. But in my mind, the Ravens fall into that category.
Sure.
We don't know what they're going to be.
Right.
How can you feel with any confidence what the Ravens are going to be with a new coaching staff?
Yep.
We won't know until they start playing. If I had to guess, I'd say they're likely to be good. It helps that they're in an AFC North that has 3 new head coaches, but we just don't know and we won't know.
When you bring that up about the Rams, is that to you like, everybody's crowning them, but this is the NFL. You can't crown anyone because crazy things can happen. Guys get hurt. Or do you have like actual questions about the structure of the Rams?
No, I think that this comes down to, especially if Aaron Donald comes out of retirement, and they are milking the hell out of that.
No
thing.
doubt.
And I frankly think part of it is the dramatic and the cinematic flair that arises from the proximity to Hollywood, that they're playing it this way. But the bar is going to be as high for them as it's been for any team in recent years. And at some level, if I'm the Rams, now they've welcomed it by trading for Myles Garrett and potentially luring Aaron Donald out of retirement, but it would be irritating because why are we the ones with the target? We didn't win the Super Bowl. We didn't go to the Super Bowl. Pick on the Seahawks because it's a no-win proposition. When you're the team to beat and everyone's going to give their A-plus effort every single week, and anything you do less than get to the Super Bowl and win it is going to be viewed as a failure. That happened to the Bills a couple of years ago. And I remember thinking, and I'm the Bills, I'm going to be pissed off here. Like, why we haven't been to the Super Bowl since 1993. Why are you putting that on us? There's nothing to be gained, and it just makes it harder for the coach to motivate the players week in and week out because you're always going to be getting the best from the opponent. You got guys that may believe what they're reading. and you start piling up losses early on. That's one of the things that I love about September and October football. You lose a few too many games, you got no margin for error when we get down the stretch past Thanksgiving and toward the holidays.
Happened to the Ravens last year. It's exactly the way that it went. We know all about it. Mike, what are we plugging book-wise?
Well, Big Shield is still the most recent one that I have out there that is a cautionary tale about the potential ways that things can go haywire for professional athletes and those connected to the sport in an age of not just legalized but normalized gambling.
Yeah.
Portions of it set in Baltimore, by the way, but not with the Ravens, with a fictional professional football franchise that is not the Ravens.
Definitely not.
They may still wear black helmets and purple jerseys, but they are not the Ravens.
You can find that actually right now at profootballtalk.com. If you just scroll down, there's a link for it right there, as well as Son of Mine, another great book from Mike Florio. Always
Hey, Glenn,
Yeah.
so much of the stuff, like little things that I envisioned a year ago when it came out and when I was writing it 2-3 years ago. I mean, that stuff's all happened.
Yep, we are in the
happened.
throes of it, 100% in the throes of it. There's no doubt about it. Always appreciate you, brother. Let's talk again soon. Have a great rest of your summer. Thanks for hopping on, man.
See you.
Mike Florio with us here on GCR from Pro Football Talk. A couple just on the follow-up. Like, he's obviously right. Like, in the NFL, you can't crown anyone. The Rams deservedly are the team to beat. They are. And clearly, if Aaron Donald comes out of retirement, and I kind of liked Greg Rosenthal's thought yesterday that maybe they just literally say, come out of retirement in November. Come out of retirement, like be training, be ready to go, and then be ready for the playoffs. Like that's when we'll need you. They deserve to be considered that team, but this is the NFL, and crazy things happen, and so. To just crown them, no, of course not. That's not the way that it works. I'll add to that thought what he brought up of like all of the questions that we have. And unfortunately, when it comes to new coaches, you can't get those questions answered in the preseason or in training camp. They actually have to play games. We'll overanalyze it because it's what we have, but it's meaningless. But I saw today, there were 30 new play callers in the NFL. There are 30, nearly one per team, either obviously offense or defense, 30 new play callers. Play callers in different...
So the Ravens have 2.
Obviously.
Yeah, wow.
30, which is a crazy turnover. So, there are a lot of questions. The questions about the Ravens and the Bills are considered the 2 favorites in the AFC. And while you can say the Bills... like maybe have a little bit lesser turnover because they just promoted their play caller to being the head coach. So maybe there's less question there. There's still question. Like it's still a first-time head coach that they're entrusting with the team that's considered to be the favorites in the conference right now. Or, again, interchanged with the other team that's considered to be the favorites in the conference. So, there's a fair bit there. There's a fair bit there. I think I saw those. So whose player rankings had Kyle Hamilton? Was it ESPN had Kyle Hamilton as the top safety in football?
There we go.
That got some attention this week. I care about that, and this is.
I care about the ones where they rate us bad, where they got it wrong.
This is the truth. I care about that as much as I care about Lamar being number 69, and that I don't care at all.
Well, you should care.
Don't care, not even a little bit.
Yeah, it was ESPN.
Look at that. When we come back in. Baltimore's own.
He was only 63rd overall.
Well, that's it. That's it. I'm never talking about football again. That's it.
I said we stopped paying attention to ESPN.
Yeah. Wait, was ESPN was 63rd overall? I thought that.
The
NFL.
Yeah, so they had him 6. Okay, so yeah, sorry, ESPN did not do a top 100 yet. Yeah.
They just did.
Sorry, so we stopped watching.
They just did position. NFL and ESPN. The hell with it. We're done with all of them. Except for when the U.S. Open starts. Then I'm very much not in college football and all the things that I do like watching on ESPN. And if somehow the Orioles end up playing another ESPN game. But other than that, which I basically am anyway because I don't really watch anything else on ESPN. So nothing's changing. That's the point.
Oh, you watch WWE. SummerSlam's coming up, right?
SummerSlam is coming up, but it sucks. It sucks. They took all of the excitement of Obafemi winning the King of the Ring, and then they said, but how about he doesn't go for a title?
Well, because he's going to go for a title at what's after
WrestleMania would be everybody thinks that they're pointing him towards winning the Royal Rumble and winning WrestleMania.
Hope that they can get out of this ESPN deal and then.
I don't know if they're trying to get out of the ESPN deal. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I don't think. And then WrestleMania next year is in Saudi Arabia, so they've got that going for them, which is nice.
Is it going to be like normal time, or is it going to be like 8 a.m.
Griffin, don't
over there?
You're asking questions that I don't.
You're the WWE guy.
I don't have answers to these topics.
You're supposed to be
not interested in them. Now, and you also.
You're the man.
Now I can't even take a break. Look at what you did there. But I am excited about chatting. I always enjoy catching up with our next guest, and with no disrespect, I've enjoyed him more since he started playing for my favorite team. I always root for him because he's one of ours. But I like rooting for him more with the Suns than I did with the Heat because, as everybody knows, based on the 2 years that I spent working in Phoenix, I am a lifelong Phoenix Suns fan. Our next guest is back in town this weekend hosting his basketball camp. He's one of the, super cool stories of a Baltimore athlete who was overlooked, who had to grind his way through the lower levels, and now has really established himself as a quality player. He is the pride of Curley, Haywood Highsmith, back with us now here on GCR. Haywood, it's Glenn back in Baltimore. It's great to chat with you as always, man. Thank you so much for taking the time for us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Dude, we've talked so much about, your story and your grind. It's so Baltimore to me. You're overlooked. You got to go to a lower level in college. What does it mean to you that you've come out from that to become the established, you're not a fringe guy anymore. You're a definitive NBA player. What has it meant to you to have gone through all of that to have the role that you now have in this league?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a crazy journey. Obviously, playing at a smaller school, making it to the NBA, playing with Caesars a little bit, getting back in the NBA with the Heat, and kind of making a name for myself. I would just say that, this journey has made me, who I am, and I wouldn't change anything about it. Obviously, it was a little harder for me than others, but, I embraced the struggle, I embraced adversity. And, at the end of the day, my family, my friends, all the support I had, they pushed me and I pushed myself, and I got here, got by the grace of God. And, I'm going to keep pushing and keep going for all the underdogs out there.
I love that, man. When you get to come back, and we're going to get we're going to link up the details for your camp on our Twitter account at Glenn Clark Radio. But when you get to come back, because I mentioned how Baltimore I feel like your story is, I got to feel like that resonates with these kids. They're going to come out and spend time with you this weekend. That, they're not given anything either. They're kids from Baltimore that know how much do you feel like that message, what you've been through, resonates with these kids that are coming out to see you?
Yeah, I think it's very relatable. It's so many kids out here, so many kids who want to be something, want to do something in life that they feel like it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a hard journey. Not just basketball, just other things in life. And Baltimore's not an easy city to grow up in at all. It's a lot going on throughout the neighborhoods with the violence and stuff. But it's gotten better over the years. But growing up in Baltimore, got to be tough. Got to have thick skin. And, for me to have an event like this with the basketball camp is going to be amazing for the kids. Just want to, give back to the community, make their day, as wonderful as possible. Want to have a lot of great people around them, got a lot of great coaches who know basketball. But our goal is not also to teach them basketball. It's also to teach them about life skills, also to teach them, to believe in themselves and be confident in themselves and whatever they want to do. So this is powerful. And, this is what it's all about, giving back. As a kid, I used to go to basketball camps as well. So this is great to be able to be in a position where I can give back as well.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I did want to ask, if I had gone back and said, 14-year-old Haywood Highsmith, one day you're going to be holding a basketball camp at Curley. You're going to be a successful, established, major money NBA player back. What would you have told me then?
I would have told you, that I got here by the grace of God and by my friends and family, and just hard work. I always knew I could do it. It was just a matter of just, doing it and, putting action there and making it more than just words. So at the end of the day, I fought through a lot of adversity. I did what I had to do. And I'm just proud of the journey that I had, and I'm still not done. My job, I'm still not finished. Still writing my story, and I'm gonna keep going.
I appreciate everything about that. Haywood Highsmith is with us here on GCR. Haywood, one of the cool things, I don't know, obviously he didn't even play basketball locally, but now we got this like Baltimore reunion sort of going on in Phoenix with Pat Spencer signing with the Suns. Did you have any relationship at all? Like, I know he was Boys Latin. Like, did you have any connection with him whatsoever? And how cool is it that you guys are going to end up together out in Phoenix?
So we actually played against each other in high school. Boys Latin versus Curley. We played each other a couple times. From what I can remember, he was a very solid player. He also played lacrosse.
Yeah.
The top lacrosse players in the nation, in the country.
Legitimately one of the best players in the history of the game.
Yeah. So when I heard that he was switching from like lacrosse to basketball when he went to college at Northwestern, it was no surprise to me. He was a great player in high school. He's a hell of an athlete as well. I mean, the whole family is great athletes. So it was no surprise for me. I actually got to see him in Vegas, where everybody goes down to summer league, talk to him a little bit. And it's gonna be fun to have another Baltimore guy on the team. And we have some history. So it's gonna be a great time.
What was it like when you guys went up against each other? Do you have any memories of that? And
I do remember Boys Latin had this tournament one time, and I did get like the MVP of the tournament.
Hey, there you go.
Humbly.
You totally have to remind them of that.
Yeah, but no, I remember playing as Pat, and Pat was like, he's one of those guys where like you see him, you're like, okay,
yeah.
And then like when he starts playing, you're like, oh, this guy's good, like so he'll catch you off. He'll catch you off guard a little bit. So he's a good player.
Isn't he like legitimately one of the most intense dudes on the face of the planet? Like that guy is focused and zeroed in, almost like nobody you'll ever see.
Yeah, he's locked in for sure. Great, like I said, great player overall.
Obviously, you guys, you made a run to the playoffs this year, and I'm sure part of it is like, you want to have a bigger role moving forward. But how do you guys take that step from like being competitive, winning games, to getting back into where the Suns were just a couple of years ago, competing for championships?
Yeah, I think it starts in the offseason, honestly, building that team chemistry, bringing that camaraderie. We all been working out in the gym together at the facility. We all, spending time with each other off the court. So just building that team chemistry and, making that, go up, throughout the weeks in the offseason. And I think when the season starts, it's kind of going to just flow naturally, and everybody just understand what they got to do to make this team, take that next step forward, which is get in the playoffs, make a run, make some noise, which is very possible, even though the West is obviously a tough conference. But we have a good group of guys, and I feel like if we all like bring out 100% effort and we all lock in, I think we can make a good run in the Western Conference.
I know everyone else in the league has made their like campaign pitch. Did you attempt to like go on Instagram and say like, "Hey, yo, LeBron, maybe wander down here and like hang out with me for a minute"? Did you join that parade?
I didn't, but it would be very cool. It'd be very cool to play with LeBron James, one of the greatest players of all time. But I didn't make a pitch.
What has been your like in your career? I always use the term "pinch me" moment, right? Like whenever I talk to guys that have succeeded, I'm like the one. Obviously, you're there. Like you expect to be there. This is just your job. But have you had one of those where you were defending someone or like just hanging out with somebody? You're like, oh my God, like I can't believe this is my life, that I got to do this?
Right. That's a great question. So I would say my pinch me moment was when I was playing against Kevin Durant, which is my favorite player growing up. He's from DC area, so kind of has some history there. But when I was with the Heat, we played against Kevin Durant in Brooklyn, and I remember like I got called into the game and I had to guard him, and I'm thinking to myself like, I mean, this is great. This is one of the greatest scorers of all time. Like, he's going. Like, how am I going to defend this guy? He's 7 feet tall, but obviously Coach Spo at the time trusted me enough to throw me in there and put me on him. So had to build that confidence up, and I'm just go out there and just hoop. Couldn't really be too starstruck, but in the moment. So that moment right there, just guarding one of the players you looked up to growing up is very surreal, and it's just pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And now me and Kevin like are cool. Like I saw him in Vegas, we chopped it up for a little bit. So it's a cool thing to see how when you're back as a kid, looking at different players and now you're playing against them.
That's awesome, man. Like that gave me goosebumps. You talking about it. Are you the type that asks for jerseys? Are you a jersey guy at all?
I'm honestly not that type of guy.
Okay.
Honestly, like I'm usually, if I was to, it would probably be like on like off season or something, or I see him, or maybe when I get to the end of my career, I'll start doing that. But right now, I'm kind of just locked in. It's just
He
trying to
used
win.
to do a ton of those like DC Baltimore off-season games. Like obviously there was the legend of Hoodie Mello, of course. Like or no, that was Carmelo. Like obviously like he and Durant used to do a lot of those sort of league games over the summer, and those were special. Have you guys ever attempted to do like another DC Baltimore type of off-season game?
I haven't heard of anything as of yet, but I know a lot of DC guys do come up here and play in like the Brunson League, which is the
Yeah.
Baltimore Pro League. So it's kind of like some competitive juices there as far as DC versus Baltimore. So I mean, we'll see down the road. We'll see what happens.
We gotta make that happen again at some point.
That would be fun.
That would be
fun.
really fun, and you would get a massive crowd out for something like that.
Yeah, it would be a lot. It had to be a big gym for sure. It'd be a big gym.
They did a game where you I mean you would have been young. You didn't happen to be there when they did the game at Morgan all those years ago.
I wasn't there, but I do remember seeing the highlights of LeBron and KD. I remember that.
It was one of the most surreal experiences of mine. Dude, I've covered a lot of things. Like I had to get snuck in. Todd Bozeman had to sneak me into the gym because it was such a mob scene at Morgan that day, but it was so special. Haywood Highsmith, this basketball camp is this weekend at Curley, and it's free, correct? Like, that to me is such a cool part about this. Like,
yes, sir. It's free, but registration is closed. We are full, so I don't know nobody else.
It's just a special thing that, like, you're doing this, like, out of the goodness of your heart. Like, that part of it kind of, like, really speaks to me, that you're making this free, that you just want these kids to have the opportunity to come out and do something like this, man. Like, why was that part of it important to you?
Well, I mean, I'm from Baltimore, born and raised. So without Baltimore, I wouldn't be where I'm at. I wouldn't be the person I am. So it's only right for me to like give back to Baltimore for making me who I am. So and I'm all about community, all about inspiring, and all about the youth. So
what is the most Baltimore thing about Haywood Highsmith? Like, what is the for me, it's easy. Like when I moved,
I'm a diehard Ravens fan.
Okay, that's
like if the Ravens lose, like I'll be mad. Like I'll start throwing stuff.
Okay, if we had been around you when Tyler Loop missed the kick at the end of the Steelers game.
Listen. If you talk to my girlfriend, she was afraid that I was going to break the TV for sure. I threw a pillow. I grabbed pillows, so it's not that bad.
Right, yeah, right. You can't really do much damage when you're throwing a pillow.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. When he made that field goal, I went to the bathroom and just sat on the floor for like 10 minutes.
Wow, it's that deep.
Contemplated life. Yeah, it's really bad.
It's that deep, man.
I have a tattoo of Ravens on me right now. I have a tattoo of Ravens.
Wait, is it something we can see?
Yeah. Let me see. It's like right.
Yo, that's awesome. Mello had Ravens tattoos too, didn't he? Or did he have Orioles?
I think so. Maybe. I don't know.
That's cool, man. That's really cool. That's a pretty good one. It's hard to get a whole lot more Baltimore than that. It's hard to get much more Baltimore than that. I was gonna say I'm so Baltimore that when I moved to Phoenix for a couple years, I showed up at like a wing place the first weekend I was there, and I asked them for Old Bay for the fries, and they looked at me like, "Yo, what are you talking about?
What is Old Bay?
Yeah, like what are you Old Bay for your fries? I don't know what it is. I'm like, all right, man. This is my life now. Gonna have to carry it around with me in order to have it in those moments. Haywood Highsmith, we're so it means the world that you continue to care about your hometown the way that you do, and it's so special that you're doing this for kids this weekend. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished, brother. Thank you for taking the time for us, and looking forward to seeing you back here at Curley this weekend.
Appreciate you guys having me. This was great.
Awesome, man. Thank you, Haywood. Haywood Highsmith, obviously, a great Baltimore story, like just an incredible Baltimore story of someone, as a reference, who had to grind through, going to Wheeling Jesuit and working his ass off to have the opportunity. And it is, as I keep saying, it's such a very Baltimore story. Overlooked, not given the same attention and credit that maybe guys from other places were, and all he did was just put in the damn work in order to have the career that he's had. Appreciate him taking the time for us. And I feel like some of you should join me as Suns fans now. We got both Pat and Haywood.
I mean, it'll be hard.
Both
to not,
both were home.
It'll be hard to root against.
Yeah,
them.
both home doing good things for the community this week, right? Like Pat and Cam had their camp this week. Haywood's got his camp this weekend. How you not rooting for them? We don't got a team. I mean, I get it, Bub's in D.C., and we like Bub, but we got Haywood Highsmith and Pat Spencer. Come be Suns fans with us. Let's do it. Come back in. We'll get a tidbit and two-bit to wind things down. It's Glenn Clark Radio.
The stars are shining brighter at Live Casino this summer. Celebrate America's 250th with $1 million. Earn entries daily July 1st through August 29th and snap a pic with our game board for a chance to win $100 in free play every week. We'll draw 50 free play winners each Saturday and $1 million winner on August 29th. Light it up at Live Casino. At Arundel Mills, must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Your car is more than just a ride. It's an investment. At Leading Edge Auto Body in Mount Washington, we've spent over 20 years perfecting the art of repair. From high-end imports to your trusted daily driver, we handle all makes and models with elite precision. Our team holds the highest honors in the industry, including ASE Master, iCar Platinum, and specialized aluminum certifications. We make it easy with free towing, pickup, and delivery because at Leading Edge, customer satisfaction comes first. And remember, with insurance, it's your car and it's your choice. Choose the experts. Leading Edge Auto Body. Quality you can see. Service you can trust. Go to leadingedgeautobody.com today.
Gambling can be a fun and entertaining experience, but there are risks involved. If you're planning on betting on the game at the casino or on your phone or computer, know your limit, stay within it. Set a budget and a time to stop. Remember, gambling isn't a financial solution, and it doesn't mix well with alcohol or drugs. Know the risks and have a plan before you begin gambling. For free and confidential services, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org.
This is Byron Warnkin. If you've been injured in a car or truck crash, you probably know this is stressful. Medical bills, the insurance company giving you the runaround, you got to get your car fixed. You don't just need a lawyer, you need results. At Warnkin LLC, we represent the injured across Maryland. Whether it's a car or truck crash case, medical malpractice, or any other serious personal injury, we fight for maximum compensation for you and maximum ease for you. You don't want to have to deal with this stuff. Warnkin LLC has been voted best personal injury law firm in Maryland for a reason. For us, 443 Results isn't just a phone number, it's our mission. Get the advocate that you need. Call us today, 443 Results, or visit us online, warnkinlaw.com. That's WARNKENLAW.com.
Make the most out of every day in your Toyota RAV4. Available in hybrid or gas-only models. A RAV4 can get you where you want to go in style. Check out buyatoyota.com for deals on new RAV4s from your local Toyota dealer today.
When you feel invisible, exhausted, stressed, or anxious, when you have days that just feel too hard to get through, you are not alone. If you or someone you love is struggling with mental health or problems with drugs or alcohol, help is right in your hands. Call or text 988 to get support whenever you need it. Help is here. Call or text 988. Brought to you by Maryland Department of Health.
Coming back in here with Glenn and the other guy, Garrett, whatever his name is. You know who they are.
So you might not have heard there's these wildfires in Canada that have impacted air quality, and like I had heard that it was an issue in like Chicago. Apparently, it's an issue that's pushing like a bit more towards us. There's some pictures of like what it looks like around the.
You kind of see it last night, like with just the way the sun was setting, and
I didn't
like the orange, like there's just the orange tint hue that we've got.
So,
yeah. Which is like, oh, it's so pretty, and then you were like, oh.
You know, there's a lot of pictures being shared from New Jersey of like.
I know New York is like.
Yeah, this is well, but like they're thinking about obviously the World Cup final being Sunday. It was already going to be hot. Like you're already going to deal with that. Now there's a lot of pictures of how hazy it is. Apparently in Philadelphia, they're moving up. We'll get to it in tubular in a second, but they're moving up the start of the game tonight because they're expecting the air quality to get worse as the night goes on. So, yeah, kind of pushing more and more towards our direction. On top of everything else, like as if parasitic explosive diarrhea wasn't enough, as if we needed more. Now we can add on to that the air quality sucks. All right, let's get a tidbit. Tidbit is brought to you today by the print issue of Pressbox, which is available for free at your Baltimore area High's Dairy stores and at the hundreds of locations around town where you find Pressbox, and you can read them all, PressBoxOnline.com. Right there, you see on the cover, Kevin Brown, Orioles play-by-play voice. Go pick that up, like I said, for free right now, wherever you find Pressbox around town.
All-Star break coming to an end now, so who has Orioles history most seasons as an All-Star? Try to get the top five. Get the top five.
So that's like covering the years where there were 2 All-Star games.
Yeah.
So the most seasons as an All-Star. Cal.
Yes. He had
20. No. Hang on. No, I can do the math. His first one would have been 83. 19. 19. Brooks.
15. Yeah.
As an Oriole. Jim Palmer.
Palmer is in the top 5. 6-time All-Star. Only 6-time, which seems...
What a loser.
Yeah.
Is he really only a 6? How is that possible?
I don't know. I don't know.
Jesus. But he's in the top 5, which does give me... So that means that it could be, like... The minimum is 6.
Yes.
Let's go. I mean, like I actually am struggling with this because of how few Palmer had. I'll still, like, he didn't have a long run, but I'll still say Eddie Murray.
Eddie Murray had 7. Yes.
Yeah. And now the real question is
only 7.
Well, he played other places like that.
Yeah,
that is
all right,
more
yeah.
about. The real kind of question becomes, like, is it enough for Frank to Frank?
Frank is tied with Palmer 6.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's such a short tenure that Frank actually had in Baltimore, but
2 other guys had 5 All-Star selections with the Orioles. And there are only 5 selections.
At 5. Manny had
4.
That's...
Has he? He's had more than I think he's had like 6 total, but he had 4 with the Orioles.
Boy, like I'm quickly eliminating guys like I'm thinking of, and I'm like, no, it wasn't here long enough. No, it wasn't 5. Cuellar.
No.
How about? I guess I should just guess. Like, I guess at this point I should just. Boog.
Boog. No, only 4.
What a pathetic loser.
Another, just.
What a pathetic loser.
We named a barbecue place after him.
Right? He was only a 4-time All-Star. Like, that's sad. All right, you might. Fine. It's not Tejada. Rafael Palmeiro.
No.
Yeah, he wasn't. And it's definitely not Alomar. He wasn't around long enough. Messina. Did I say Messina?
Messina, 5-time All-Star.
Okay, I should have said that earlier. Yeah. It's just all the Hall of Famers, as it turns out. That's the answer here.
Unfortunately, this other guy not going to be a Hall of Famer.
Not going to be a Hall of Famer.
He was just on the ballot and did not get the threshold.
Nick Markakis?
Not Markakis.
Brian Roberts?
Not Brian Roberts.
Oh, Adam. Sorry, Adam.
Adam Jones, 5-time All-Star.
I didn't realize that Adam was 5 times.
5-timer?
Turns out that guy was pretty good.
Yeah, he was. Maybe he should be a Hall of Famer.
Although it's also the bit where we like treat. I don't want to spend any time on this. It's so dumb how we talk about someone like their All-Star appearances when you remember the All-Star is just a reflection of the first 2.5 months of the season. As I said before, we need to have like an All-Pro at the end of the year, the way that we do at the NFL, so we have a better way of discussing a player and saying they were a 4-time All-Pro, not a 4-time All-Star. Not a sermon, just a thought. Hit the thing.
I thought you were ready to go deep.
No. Oh, no. Well, that's not good. That's definitely not what we wanted to do there. Glad we were ready. That's the part that I like our preparation the most.
Well, I was ready. I thought you were gonna. I was setting you up to go.
No,
to go
I
long.
didn't. I didn't. It's 4:40.
Into your
We were here until like 9 o'clock last night. I got to do another 2 shows tomorrow. I don't have it.
Thought of taking a cruise.
Don't worry. We'll edit all of this out before it hits the air. Nope. No worries. No one will ever see any of it. It'll all be edited. We'll be good, man. We got that crack team that's working on it.
Have you ever thought of taking a cruise to these wonderful destinations with sunny skies and beautiful beaches? Well, wait no longer. We're ready for you to cruise from the Cruise Maryland Terminal.
Have a little phrase that you can go from baggage to margarita in about 15 minutes.
Choose fun with an array of destinations, onboard activities, entertainment, and world-class cuisine.
Contact your travel agent and book your cruise today. Let your adventure begin.
All right. Yeah, obviously not a whole lot going on still. There is a baseball game. Mets-Phillies getting underway now at 6:10 to start the second half of the baseball season. Everything else find at glennclarkradio.com. What's going on non-sports-wise?
There's a show with, or not a show, it's a movie, The Hawk with Will Ferrell.
Oh, that's that golf thing.
Yeah, the golf
they've
thing.
Like shoved down everyone's throats.
Yeah.
I don't even dislike Will Ferrell.
What? You dislike Will
No,
Ferrell?
I said I don't even
No,
dislike
but when you
Will
say that,
Ferrell.
it's because you must not like
This just feels like it's been forced. Like there's no way.
Because you know it's an unpopular opinion. And
no, I just
you
don't
actually
think there's
dislike
any way. I like Will Ferrell.
Wow, you don't
I
like
like
Will
him.
Ferrell? I can't believe that.
Yeah,
You don't like Will Ferrell.
I just there's the way they shoved this down our throats. There's no way it backs it up.
Wow.
Anything
All
else?
these years, you hated Will Ferrell.
I hate Will Ferrell.
No, there's nothing else. You're watching The Hawk.
What do you think it has on Rotten Tomatoes currently?
58.
29.
A Will Ferrell movie? So Rotten Tomatoes hates Will Ferrell too.
I think it's a show, right? It's not a movie, is it?
Is it? I thought
think
it was
a show.
Hold on, what did I?
Don't,
what
it
did I
don't.
describe? Oh, it is a show. Yeah, you're right. It's a
don't
series.
look good. It don't.
If it
look
was a movie, it probably would have been better.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, very
Finished
good.
watching The Quarterback, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
I have. I'm about halfway through. Joe's pretty good.
And I'm
Joe's stuff's
playing
great.
and I'm playing tennis tonight. So I won't be
Jane
watching
Daniels'
that
mom thinks it's definitely about her.
There's a good bit of that. There's a good.
I like
bit of
Cam
that.
Ward's mom. She's pretty cool.
Isn't she like isn't she like basically secretly dating Tom Brady? Like didn't they like find like
Oh
8
my God! So it was so she's like the first game Tom Brady was calling of the season for the Commanders, and so he walks up to the sideline to say hi, and she's like, "Oh, I forgot you were gonna be here," which she definitely did. She knew Tom Brady was calling the freaking game. Also, she's part of Jaden's every.
You hate Jaden Daniels' mom.
Well, I didn't realize this is what she was like.
Jeez, that's rough, man.
She seems like a really nice, she seems very. She
Not
definitely
the way
cares
you're
about
talking
Jaden.
about her.
She definitely cares about Jaden, but I want to watch the quarterbacks.
I get it. All right. Thanks today to Mike Florio. Thanks to Stan the Fan and to Haywood Highsmith. We'll get it all up in the greatest hits section of the.
A couple good ones. Matt Damon and Rebecca Lowe on Seth Meyers.
I think I might make that tour.
You wouldn't probably go to this tour. Fallon's gonna have Lupita Nyong'o, Gracie Abrams, and Will Ferrell. Your least favorite of the trio.
It's weird that he's the third of that group. Right?
He is listed first, but I wanted to build up though.
I like all of them. I mean, I don't
except for Will. Yeah.
Like it's weird with Gracie Abrams because like I only know the one song. Like I'm sure people like more than that. What's the So True? What was that song called? That's So True. Is that what it was?
Is that what it was called?
It was a good song. I can't lie. It was a good song. I enjoyed it. But again, it's that thing where you're supposed to hate nepotism. It's like the Willow conversation we had yesterday. You're supposed to hate nepotism, so I'm supposed to dislike
So True.
Gracie
That's
Abrams.
So True.
Is that what it's
Good Riddance. Oh, that was her album.
No, I don't.
But yeah, That's So True. Yeah.
That's So True. That's a good song. I enjoyed it a good bit. That's it? We good? Tab at glennclarkradio.com. Tomorrow, another 3 o'clock kickoff for GCR as I'm back over at WBAL and for TJ. What are we doing tomorrow? We're talking World Cup with Bruce Murray.
Yeah.
Preview the final.
Stuff and things.
Could be anything.
Air quality, more air quality talk, maybe?
You never know. I'm talking about crabs tomorrow on WBAL.
Wow.
Might have a crisis.
Really?
We might be running low on crabs.
How do we fix that?
I don't know, but that's why I want to get to the
solve
bottom.
it.
I want to get to the bottom of it. That's important. I got a guest at 12:30 who's going to help me out with that.
All right.
All right, thanks to everybody at PressBox, all of our great sponsors and partners, including Live Casino and Hotel, the Baltimore Orioles, the Costa Inn, your Baltimore area High's Dairy Stores, Leading Edge Auto Body, Warnken Law, 1-800-GAMBLER, HelpMyGamblingProblem.org, Cruise Maryland, CountySports.zone, the Maryland Department of Health, your local Toyota dealer, buyatoyota.com. Thanks to Griffin, at Griffin_Bass. Follow us, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, at Glenn Clark Radio. Have a great Thursday evening. Go nobody. Duke sucks.